Good afternoon. Welcome to Sofia in Bulgaria for the World Snooker Federation final day of the juniors and for the women's event. If you could please welcome on table 2 the referee Gulchin from Turkey, Onyi Ying from Hong Kong and Baiyu Lu from China. On table 1, after 190 matches, we've got 2 players remaining, 1 match. The winner of this match will get the World Snooker Tour card. So if you could please welcome from Ukraine, Michael Larkov, please. All the way from China, Wang. And today's referee from Bulgaria is Hristo Inivov from Bulgaria.
So good afternoon everyone. Welcome to Sofia and welcome to the WSF Junior Championship Final, and we also will have the WSF Women's Championship Final. And I will be crossing over and back to see how that game is going as well. So it's Wang's in bow to break, best of 9. And as James Chambers, the tournament director, just said there, whoever wins this match will become a professional World Snooker Tour player. I think it's fair to say, and hard to argue with, that these have been the 2 best players in the championship, and rightly are playing each other in this extremely important deciding match to get that Pro Tour ticket. Title on the line as well, let's not forget that. A world title. In this junior event there was 80 players at the very beginning, and we're down to the last 2. 16 groups of 5 players battled it out to get to the knockout stages for the last 32, the last 16. Last night the quarterfinals, and earlier this morning we had the semi-finals. Both these players won their semi-finals 4-0. 2 of them are in terrific form coming into this game. In most cases you would say that the early stages of a final can be a bit cagey, a bit tense, but both these players are very attack-minded and like to get on with it, which is good from a viewing point of view, but they can both play very good safety too, let me tell you. Terry Kiley here with you for these 2 finals this afternoon. Just a message for people in Sofia that are listening to this. The official opening ceremony will be at 7 p.m. outside the venue. So it would be nice if everybody shows up for that. It's important. Our referee for this match on table 1 is Hristo Ivanov. Extremely well known, excellent referee, and the fact that he's Bulgarian and it's in Bulgaria, I think that's great. Well, Bulgaria have a habit of producing top-class, world-class referees, and Hristo is up there with the best of them. On the other final, on table 2, and I will be going over and back every now and again to table 2, is Bayalu versus Onying in that WSF Women's Championship final. So first real clear-cut opportunity opposed to Michael Larkoff. This red invitingly near the bottom left corner pocket, and he's got the option to go for the black, but he just hit that full to get back up the table. I think it was a little bit dangerous to do that. He may just play the brown now. If he feels like continuing the break, he's got the option of the yellow, the green or the blue, but he is very tight to the cushion. So that will have a lot to do with what the next shot throws up in this opening frame. So he's going to take on the blue. Positive approach from the young Ukrainian. And a very good shot to start off with for Michael. The balls are very spread out. He's close enough to the cushion again. They are very spread out. Just to let you know that during these two finals, for the game being streamed on table 2, I will be joining that game every now and again. So if you hear silence for a while, it just means I've gone to the other stream, and that's a miss, and a very dangerous miss, because Wang Zimbo eats these positions up for breakfast, and this is a big opportunity. Well, he's been a little unlucky there. Very tight to that red. I'm not sure if he can get the bottom red of those two reds together into the bottom left-hand pocket. He feels he can. So if that's the case, no damage done. Not a beautifully played shot by Wang. I am going to be joined very shortly by the chairman of the WPBSA and the president of the WSF, and that's just Mr. Jason Ferguson. Wang in a very good position in here. And as I speak, the boss is in the house, so everybody be careful. Welcome, Jason.
Thank you, Derek. It's great to be here. Nice to join you. And this, what I can only describe as an exciting lineup for a final. I mean, incredibly talented players in this year's WSF Championship. Just gets stronger, doesn't it?
I think compared to last year when we were in the fridge in Morocco, you remember that?
I do.
I've looked at the lineup here this week, and it was impossible in the early stages to predict who was going to win. It was a bit more predictable in Morocco, but as you say, it's getting stronger and stronger.
It is, and it's very encouraging because it's not just in one part of the world. You're seeing a real mix of players now, and it's actually really exciting because the players that have been coming through at a very young age have reached an age where they are competing for those tour cards. So the future is bright.
I love to see players like Michael Larkov from the Ukraine. Of course, Ulyan Boyko is now on the main tour. Lots of, like Anton Kazakov, another young player. The game is developing in countries like Moldova, Latvia, Lithuania, obviously the Ukraine, and then you have Germany and other countries where the game is growing. And of course, this year, the first European Championships in history will be held on Spanish soil. So that'll just show you the enthusiasm for the game and the development of the game is really beginning to spread.
Yes, I mean, if you'd have said 15 years ago that, we're going to start and play events in Spain, these territories were almost non-existent for snooker. So it is really encouraging, and thanks to the European Billiards and Snooker Association, Derek, I know you do some work there along with Maxime and the team. They've been going to new territories all the time and leaving a little something behind, whether that's tables, academies, clubs. And over 15 years or so, the sport's just growing. It's great to see.
You know what you said to me earlier on? You're at an event, you see all these young kids here, and they're running around and they're happy, and they're all decent players as well. It's the future of the game. When you see young kids coming along to these events, you know you're in a good place.
Yes, that's right. It's the thing that struck me when I arrived at this hotel yesterday was, just how young the players are that are sort of sitting around and having a laugh. And, it does take you back to your younger days yourself when you were sat there. I used to sit around with Ken Doherty and Peter Ebdon and, some of the guys. And, you look at it and they're on that journey now and making their friends for life and having a bit of fun around these events. And it's nice to see.
Michael Larkov getting a bit of a reprieve here because Wang just missed a pretty easy shot. There's bound to be nerves. There's so much at stake here, and these young men, as good as they are, they're going to feel the tension. They're going to feel the pressure. Looking at the event, the venue, the organisation, Oleg Velinov has done Trojan work here with the Bulgarian Snooker Federation, along with the hotel. He sponsors supporters, the Bulgarian government, the local mayor. It's not as if you just turn up and walk into these. There's a lot of work involved.
No, and it's not that long ago that Oleg Velinov was registering the first federation here in Bulgaria. And we had pleasure this morning. We were at the Olympic Committee this morning with the president of the Bulgarian Olympic Committee there before she heads off to the Winter Games. And we were chatting through the development of snooker here. What we've got in Oleg and his team is a really solid team that can deliver, and they've delivered ranking events, in those early days, held some of those small PTC events that we did, and the development has continued. Now there's an academy here, there's talent coming through, and of course we all celebrate the great referees and officials that we've seen, like Desislava, who has officiated the biggest events in the world. So yeah, it's a country that's really growing actually in snooker, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot more to come here.
The event itself, the Q Tour events as well as this event, this one-off fantastic Open Championship and the Q Tour events, you've upped the pace on that this year. There's new developments, there's bigger prize money, there's more incentives, and then you have these events, because a lot of the players that play here will play in all the Q Tour events, so you're getting a bit of a community going, and it looks to me like it's just... In football, I would call it the Championship because it's just below the Premier League, the professional game. But it's getting to be a right little bubble with some very talented players.
It is indeed, and the one thing we set out to do when we were looking at the professional game was, how are we going to sort of feed it, with talent from around the world. And what you need is actually regular, tough competition. That's what drives talent. We look back at the people that talk about the class of 92, and I remember those days and the depth in the amateur game. We're at those levels now, and actually even beyond in terms of standard, and it's really that regular competition that's sharpening these players up. And look, these two players both won 4-0 in their semi-finals. Wang Xinbo, I've seen him a number of times in events around in China, and this boy Michael Larkov, he really strikes the ball well, doesn't he?
I think he's silky smooth with his shots, never over exaggerates anything, doesn't force the ball unless he has to. He's got a good position here. He's played absolutely stunning snooker in his semi-final match, his quarter-final game. He's been a revelation, but he's 18 years of age, or 17 years of age. It seems like he's been around forever because, of course, they've started playing at 10 years of age, or even younger in some occasions. And you get to know these boys, you get to know who they are, and their names are getting better known in the amateur game.
Yes, and I'm very impressed with this young man. He plays at such a wonderful pace, doesn't he? You know, this is what the great players have done over the years. They've got this pace where they're just focused at all times and very consistent, and I think he's very impressive, this boy. Looking
at our other monitor here, we've got some real talent on the table, on table 2 in the venue here. We've got Bayu Liu and Onyi Ying playing in the WSF Women's Championship final. They know each other pretty well. They played each other, I don't know how many times, I've lost count, but the talent on that other table is pretty exciting as well.
It is. Bayu Liu's really come into the women's game and actually come into the professional game as well and taken it by a storm. And I had the pleasure of sitting in the, I don't get a chance to watch snooker all the time because we're so busy, but every now and again I sit down, and I just happened to sit down and Bayu Liu made a 145 in a ranking event, and it was amazing. So it's great to see that the women are now, there's a volume of women now that are playing to a high standard, and they're scoring heavily. So there's a lot more to come there in the women's game, and well, what a great final. I mean, we've got Onyi and Bayu Liu. I mean, it's just two great players battling it out for another title.
Well, in this final, in the opening frame, Michael Larkoff now has this one done and dusted. And I just don't see him missing a whole lot. He's unlucky there to get, well, maybe he can get a bit of the green. I don't think he can, maybe he can. It's tight. But he's just done this all the way through the tournament. I mean, he had a shaky group game, but he's won the opening frame here, Jason. And you know yourself, in any final, to get the opening frame, it's very, very important because it settles you in. But it's just, we know that Wang Zimbo will, at any stage, knock all the balls into the lampshades as well. So they've got to be careful, but two positive attacking young players.
Yeah, this is really how snooker should be played. You like to see these players attacking their shots, taking their long balls. But this Michael Larkoff, he's just seems consistent, whether he's behind in the match, whether he's in front in the match. His pace doesn't seem to change, and this is a really good start for him.
Well, okay, just going to bring Jason to venue 2 with me now in a few seconds, because we're coming to the end of the opening frame, and Oni is flying at the moment. We're going to take, so I'll be leaving you for a few seconds. I'll be back again. We're going to venue 2.
58. No. Six.
So Derek Cuddy back with you on table 1. For you keeping an ear to the ground on the other match on table 2, it looked done and dusted. Anya Ing, miles ahead. But Boyaloo just came back and made a fantastic comeback into that to pinch the frame on the black. Great game of snooker on table 2 and a great game of snooker here on table 1 as well. 1-1, both players playing, I think, at their very best. This is an opportunity here for Wang, and he takes it. Well, you just can't leave anything like that for either of these players because they're dispatching those shots every single time. The standard is so high. I know when the young players go on the main tour, it is tough, it is hard, it's a different level. But these two players are not too far below, I can tell you that much, or in some cases, well and truly above. And you get the impression that both these boys could do pretty good on the main tour. One of them will get an opportunity to do that. Well, Wang spread the balls there. He could have got a bit more out of that, but he's still got a good position on the black here. Wouldn't surprise me even if he took the blue onto the top right, but the black seems the obvious choice. One or two loose reds there, one to the left of him that would go into the left corner, and one to the right of the pack. He's just slipped into that, and he's been lucky. He could have got stuck there very, very easily. One frame apiece. They're absolutely flying. We're only 32 minutes into this, or even less, 30 minutes into this, and already we're in the third frame. That'll tell you about the speed. Michael Lerkoff dominating the opening frame. Wang Zimbo completely dominating the second frame. And let's see what happens here. On table 2, it's 1-0 to Boyaloo. Well, that is a mistake. And it's a surprising one. I did not expect that to happen. But what it's done is given the young Ukrainian an opportunity to get back in. You don't want to be handing too many opportunities to this young man the way he's playing at the moment. Well, he's got to look at his choices. He's got that red to the left corner. He's got the red on the right. He's got a red over the pocket. Not the easiest, but it's there if he runs into trouble. So he'll have to just come down for that red to the left, the top left of that pack, and he'll try and knock this into the left corner pocket. Now he's got a red there to the same pocket, a loose red. And I think the red next to the pink, just above the pink, may pot into the left corner pocket as well. Yeah. Well, he's run a little short on that, but as you can see, if he wants to take the blue into the centre pocket, it's the perfect time to do it, but he's happy enough to continue. There will be movement here, I would imagine. Well, he's just really misjudged that, and one frame apiece, 16 points each, and a chance now for Wang to get back in this third frame of this WSF 2026 Junior Championship Final. He's got the angle to go in and spread that cluster of reds if he wants to. He's also got the opportunity to just knock one of these reds into the centre pocket, but he's queuing like he may be going into the pack. Oh well, he just stuns the ball and runs through. Excuse me. And he's got that blue invitingly towards the centre pocket. Couldn't really force that. Well, this red obviously pots into this bottom left, and if he gets the right angle on the black, he's also looking at possibly going back up to the blue. As he just checked the pink ball there and saw what was an offer. And he's gone to a perfect length here. I think what he wants to do really here is hit the pink ball. He doesn't have to hit this hard. They're spread a bit already, but he has to make a straight contact. So that is so unlucky, getting the foul, because he spread the balls beautifully. Very unlucky. Pots the blue, but also pots the red. And Michael Larkoff is back in. You get the impression that this particular frame could be pivotal in this tournament, because sometimes they will go frame for frame. It's always good to be in front when you've played 3 frames of snooker, be it 2-1 or 3-0. It gives you that sense of control. When this is completed, this frame, I will go back over to table 2 to the WSF Women's Final. At the moment, Bayulu is at the table. She's on a break. Just opening break of 32 points and leads by a frame to 0. Now Michael Larkoff ignoring any thoughts of a pot and has played an excellent snooker at the top of the table. So that will more than likely go back, because the angle on the red to the left centre is far too severe. An important time in this frame as well, because looking at the other reds, I don't think this is going to get close, and it's going to just bounce off the cushion slightly. And Michael will fancy maybe taking this on. Not an easy shot, but an opportunity if he can get somewhere close to that black ball. He's got a frame winning chance here. Got to make sure of the red. These are not easy. Fantastic. Hit it with some pace. Great angle on the black now as well. Well, this is a big opportunity for Michael. Nice cut. And he's got the bottom of those two reds just behind the pink to put to the centre pocket. He's looking if that plant is available, but that's far too risky. So safety is the best option here. And he'll want to stick that to the top cushion, which he has done. That's an excellent shot. On table 2, Boyaloo now leads by 48 points to 0 in that second frame in that best of 7 WSF Women's Championship final. Incredible steal in the first frame, and has now bounced on from that. Well, can he make this plant happen? No, it didn't want that contact. That was the worst case scenario. He's got a red up the table as well now. Michael Larkoff has a shot here into the bottom right. He'll take this on. Beautifully played. So he's just got to keep control of this cue ball now. Nice pace. Extends his lead now. 14 points in front. Still 5 reds on the table. Still 67 points available. So if we can dispatch these 3 reds, should be home and hosed in this third frame. Well, he's under hit that. He may play the ball to the bottom left corner, but it's risky, and it's the last thing he'll do is take a chance on that. He's 22 points ahead, 59 points available. This is not easy. He's stretching as well. Going back to have a look at the potting angle, getting a butt extension. Good shot. That was very missable. Now with the red up the table, works out in his favour. A gentle blue. Give himself an opportunity to get into position to pot the red ball. Oh, that looks perfect. Oh, has he just gone a little too far? Not too sure. Just rolled on a little bit more than I thought it would. He's looking at this. It's tight, but he feels that it's still there. And indeed he pots it well and gets himself back into position. .29 points ahead. Now we're at frame ball time in this third frame. for Michael Larkoff from Ukraine. Again, superb execution of the shot. 34 in it. Black will leave Wang requiring snookers.
35.
We might as well go for the double here. Well, just decides to play safe, and what a safety shot it is. Excellent snooker again. So it's frame for frame at the moment. Larkoff took the first, Wang took the second. It looks like Larkoff is in pole position to take the third. That's a very good escape. But the brown ball is travelling. And it's stuck. And that won't suit Wang one bit. It's another snooker, and this time looks easy to get out of, but it isn't, because the green ball is interfering with the line, as well as on the other side the brown, so he's going to have to go up and down, and this is all about a bit of luck here. Where's the red going to end up? If it hits the yellow, well, it just tucks itself in behind. I don't know, can Michael see a bit of this red? If he can cut it in. Obviously couldn't, or if he did, it wasn't of any advantage. So the first player to win 5 frames in this final will get themselves the golden ticket on this pathway to the World Snooker Tour here at the WSF 2026 Junior Championships in Sofia, Bulgaria. I can tell you on table 2, Boyalu has now gone into a 2-0 lead in that best of 7 final. It's a very good safety shot from Wang. And he's feeling good enough. Michael can just dribble this up towards the pocket. He hits it with a bit of pace. He's coming back down. He's flirting with the middle pocket, but he's okay. Wang may be trying to play this and get that brown off the cushion. It's important he does get the brown into play. He misses the brown, and it's a good effort, but because so easily have gone into the pocket as well. This could go in. It's close, but no. I think that will be another snooker. Hitting this with a lot of swerve. Does well. This could be interesting. That could be a snooker straight back. Maybe you can just get the left hand side of that red. It's lucky that did not fall into the pocket because it was a stuck-on shot. Maybe Michael now will try and double this one and use the double in the way to bring the white to the green. So in the WSF women's event, I can tell you that they're into the third frame. Boyalu leads On Ying by 2 frames to 0. Well, he's going to be unlucky here. Just a little too much pace. Well, using the black ball cleverly, will it have enough pace to get beyond the yellow? Not this time. Opportunity of a snooker here for Wang Zimbo. It's going to come back off the pocket, but it comes the right way for Wang. I'm going to stick with this to the end of this frame, and then I'm going to go over to table 2 and catch up with the WSF Women's Championship final. No ball potted in the third frame. Boyalu leads by 2 frames to 0. It's a very good shot from Wang Zimbo. Oh, and that was just a little careless from Michael, because there's a very easy opportunity for a snooker now. Now Wang needs 2 snookers, and this could be a good starting point for him. He's going to try and just stick this in behind the green. Does that very well. You'll have to give this a bit of respect and a bit of attention, Will Michael. He does. It's a very good shot. Not a chance for snooker. Moving the yellow closer to the green does offer Wang Zimbo an opportunity here. Just got to be careful with the red. Just hit it a little too firm. Chance now for Michael Larkoff. He will take this on. It's a good pot. Knocks the black up the table. A gentle nudge onto the pink here, or maybe even put the pink into the centre pocket. But a gentle nudge. And then looking to come behind the blue, but failed to do that. So 3 snookers required, and it's conceded by Wang Zimbo, concedes the third frame. It's Michael Larkoff that leads by 2 frames to 1. Leaving you here for a few minutes on table 1. I'm heading to table 2. We'll speak again soon. Just back from catching up with table 2 in the women's final, and it's 2 frames to 0 to Bayou, and Onyee is in and has a chance here to compile some points, and is setting up a really nice break. She leads by 15 points to 5 at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that. Back here on table 1 in the WSF Junior Championship, Michael Larkov has got an early visit to the table. Just didn't come back enough on that. Need the rest. It's a shot he should take on because the rewards are huge. It's not a usually risky shot. But still was executed beautifully. Couldn't imagine he'd have got that far back up the table, but he has. The only problem is the wrong side of the blue slightly. Tried to release the red, couldn't. It's good effort. Oh, he has covered himself on that red on the left cushion with the yellow. So he's coming down the table. Just have a look at what the split will be, where the balls are going to go. On table 2, Onyee moves on to 31 points to 5 in the lead in the 3rd frame. And she has a great opportunity. She's at the black and the reds are split beautifully. She split the reds herself from the pot on the blue. Oh, 1 red tucks out, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. Oh, and luckily Onyee miscues on the black. 31 points to 5 in front. A dead simple black off the spot, and she just miscues, and she's left Bayou back in to the table. That's a good safety shot, but the only problem is Wang has left a red out. It's inviting. Michael's looking at the potting angle. He will want to take this on, but he'll want to get back up the table for cover. Another beautiful pot. I think the word I'm searching for is eloquent. It was so eloquent the way he did that. No big, exciting, smashing shot, just a nice pace, and now back in at the table. And the situation hasn't changed that much. He comes down the table as he will and have a look and see what's available. That red outside the pink May pot. Well, he does hit it, but so unlucky not to disturb it. I think he may be on that red. So he's got a bit of luck there. No, I'm not saying it's a straightforward pot because it isn't. And maybe he's just thinking it's not worth the risk. So a safety shot taken instead. Well, this is going to bounce enough to come through the gap. Just too far down the table for Michael to consider trying to cut that into the middle pocket. And again, sensibly sends the cue ball into balk. There will be a mid-session interval after this frame, so they will get a break for a while. 15 minutes or so, and then they'll be back at it again. So who's going to go into the mid-session leading? Will Larkoff get another frame and lead it by 3 frames to 1, or will it be all square with Wang and Xingbo taking this frame? They have been frame for frame so far. What a shot. But the red has gone over dangerously towards the pocket, and that's unlucky because he negotiated the path to safety so brilliantly. So Wang Xingbo has an opportunity here to start getting some points on the board in this frame. He surely has to come back up with the blue. He's crashed into everything, and the only thing I can see he's left himself is a tricky blue to the top left. And the balls are so widely spread now, so inviting. Either of the two of these players get down near those reds. Looking at the pink into the corner, that's an extremely tight cut. No doubt you can pot it, but it's just the occasion, the pressure. And that had an effect on that shot for sure. So Michael Larkoff looks at the table and must be excited because, as you can see, the reds are just absolutely beautiful at the moment. Michael thinking about this pink. Gets the red, just overruns it, but may have had a consideration of coming back for the pink there, but decides to go for the black. It's a very tight cut. And where he is there, he won't have much choice because it's going to be difficult to get back out of that area without making some sort of contact. So it's one of these risk or bust moments. Well, he's going to connect with the red below the black near the cushion, because he can't afford to do too many things with the cue here. He may just miss it on the left. If he pots, he's going to travel a little higher than he would have wanted. This has to be hit with some form of, it can't be just dropped at dead weight, because that red then will come into play and stop the white ball. That's a fantastic shot. But he's unlucky that the black will respot, so he's going to have to look elsewhere here. With all the balls spread like that, sometimes you just don't get a shot. He's got one red that he can put to the top left. On table 2, Onyi, 46 points to 8 in front. 5 reds left on the table. That's impeccable. What a great shot. That could just be the shot that gives them an opportunity to win the frame at this visit. Yellow ball gives them a nice angle. Needs to make sure he doesn't cover himself to the pocket here. Does well to clear that away, but doesn't get the connection he would like. But he's still got options. He has the red to the left, but that's awkward with the pink. He has a more difficult red to the right corner pocket. And he looks pretty comfortable down on that shot. He'll be happy with that. And Michael Larkoff now leading by 34 points and 2 frames to 1. Bit of a fight back again by Bayaloo on table 2. She was 46 points to 1 down now. She is close, I would imagine, taking an easy green to the top right pocket. She should be within 26 points. And these points are crucial. 2 reds stuck on the left cushion, but 4 reds spread beautifully right in the area where he's playing at the moment. And what a chance this is. 48 points in front, just 6 reds remain. Again, the control on the cue ball is superb. Just such a fluent player, plays so smooth, has tremendous cue power if he needs it. Keeping it simple, not too complicated. 56 points in front, just 5 reds remain. So now this black will leave Wang's in bow requiring snookers. We look to pass the pink, and he's done that very well.
49.
Well, misses the black, but there's a long way in front here, and Wang's in bow deciding, well, he thought for a few seconds, will I or won't I? He trails by 65 points. 51 points available. You can never say never, but with 4 snookers required, I'm saying never. Well, that's missed and conceded the frame. I do believe the frame is conceded. Michael Larkoff leads by 3 frames to 1. Let's go back to table 2. We're in the closing stages of the 3rd frame between Bayaloo and On Ying. Well, I've just come back from table 2 where Ying was in but made a mistake, and Boyolou now, who leads by 3 frames to nil, is back at the table. In the meantime here, Michael Larkov given a bit of hope with that miss, but he's forced that shot. And that's a long way from being where it needed to be. I could see what he needed with the position. He hasn't done much wrong really in this whole championship. The amount of reds that he has put in with pace into these corner pockets has been impressive. But maybe on that occasion, just a little too firm. Well, it's so unlucky for Wang. He's had a few of those. It's just the momentum. When things aren't going right and you're trailing and you're battling, these things happen. He's unlucky there with the in-off. And a chance for Michael Larkov on table 2. Boyolou is back at the table, and she now leads by 6 points. Was trailing by 20 plus points not too long ago, but given an opportunity.
Larkov 6.
So Michael Larkov not making the most of that opportunity has let Wang back in. We're coming towards the last 3 or 4 reds. In fact, 3 reds left on the table on table 2. I'm going to go back there because Boyolou leads by 30 points. And let's see how this final unfolds. I will be back very shortly to bring you commentary from this WSF Junior Championship final. Very, very shortly.
19. Black ball.
Okay, Derek Cuddy, back with you. Just had the exciting end to the WSF Women's Championship. Boyaloo winning that by 4 frames to 0. What a demonstration in fantastic snooker by Boyaloo. The world champion, of course, the current world champion. She's won nearly everything on the tour this year. She's just unplayable. And she's just lifted her WSF 2026, winning the Women's Championship. Now back here, all kinds of things are going on, and this is a tricky frame, but an opportunity now for Michael Larkoff. He leads by 8 points. Well, he's missed that, and the cue ball is in a good place, and the red has gone safe as well, so he's lucky. So a great result for China on table 2. China will be looking for a second great result in a clean sweep of these 2 tournaments here on table 1. But Wang Xingbo has got a bit of work to do here. It's a good shot, but if Michael can get this correctly up the cushion and get the red up the table, he'll have set himself a really good snooker. He hit that very gently. I'm surprised he didn't try and stun the white into the back of the red and leave the red back up the table, because this is a chance. Now he may have just knocked it far enough, but this is definitely cuttable into the left corner pocket. It's going to be all about the cue ball. The red goes, where does the cue ball go? And that wasn't a great shot from Michael. He's offered an opportunity here, and this boy can really pot him when he gets the opportunity. Well, it looks to me like he may be going up the table and ignoring the cut. Well, he's got a bit of luck there. He's got the snooker. Just a bit too much of an angle to take on that red. I think Michael just might be able to see a little tinge of red here. Indeed he does. Well, the cue ball is drifting towards the pocket. It won't go. And it'll be another tempter for Wang Xingbo. Well, is the red going to make the pocket? It's important it does. It just touches, and that slows it down. It hit the cushion and it just slowed the ball down. If it hadn't have touched the cushion, it most certainly would have dropped. So another unfortunate moment for China's Wang Xingbo, and another huge opportunity for Ukraine's Michael Larkoff. So the most simplest part in the world was he'll be looking to get the yellow here and get it back on its spot. Well, he's got the black. Just needs to get the correct stop stun on this. So just looking to see where he needs to put this cue ball. Leading by 9. Now make that 16, and a good angle on the yellow to get back up the table for the green. Oh, he just catches the black. That's unlucky.
Okay.
Okay. Bit of a tester here, this green ball. You can see there, that's not an easy shot. But if he gets it, he'll be a long way to securing his fourth frame of this final. And that is beautiful. Wonderful shot. So 21 in front, 22 on the table. Do you go for it? Or do you have a look at another option? I think he's got to go for it. And he's missed that. Wasn't 100% confident on that shot. The cue ball is coming to a nice position though. It's a bit of luck. Wang needs all the remaining colours to win by a point in this fifth frame. Now he's going to be playing up the right hand side, which I think is probably a little more difficult. He's got to be so precise in missing this pocket. You're going to go above the pocket. I don't know, has he got the angle on this right hand side? There's no confusion on the left, but he feels it's the right. That was always going to be the problem. And we could be looking at a free ball situation here. Well, no, it's just a foul. Well, a snooker required by Wang Xingbo and Michael Larkoff, looking to come back down the table with the brown. It was always in the vicinity. There was always a chance that it would be slightly hampering and covered, and that's exactly what's happened. Wang wants to come down off the back of the top cushion, and if he goes off the side cushion, the big problem is the black ball, depending on how hard he hits this. Well, almost catching the black with the cue ball, and this looks like it might be potable. Definitely frame ball. Well, he's missed that by a margin. Chance of a snooker here. When your opponent needs one snooker, I know the natural thing is to try and play for position for the next ball, but if he hit that a bit firmer and got the cue ball up the table a bit, he wouldn't be giving this opportunity to Wang. And Wang's hit that very hard. He did not need to hit that with such pace, so that's a mistake. Falls in, and that is the frame for sure. It's another great pot from Michael Larkoff. The Ukrainian is flying in this final, absolutely flying. 29 the difference, only 18 points available. Wang plays on, but he's got to get out with the snooker, which he does. I think Michael just may put this to the left pocket, the left corner, and just underweight towards the cushion. The obvious shot is to go to the right, but if he goes to the left, he can just leave that cue ball near the cushion. Well, decides to run down instead. It looks like a very good shot too. This has got great pace. This is a very good shot. Needs a couple of snookers, and that is an excellent effort. I get the feeling he might be hitting this one a little harder. No, he doesn't. Decides to drain the white up towards the blue and misses. So no. One snooker required. And this has got a bit more pace on it. It'll go through the gap. So snookers required. Michael will surely try to put this over the pocket. Well, he's giving Wang a small taste of his own medicine there, trying to get down behind the black, but it doesn't work out. If Wang can get this snooker and put the remaining balls, we'll have a re-spotted black. This looks good. Just a little bit too much pace. Do you know what? I fancy Michael to pot this. Oh, just jumps out of the jaws. That was close. Black will be touched, so that will take that threat out of the equation. There is no danger if Michael decides to roll it up, but it looks like he's going to come back down the table again. Another excellent shot by this young Ukrainian Michael Larkov. This is another excellent effort. That's a bit of luck. And look at the position the cue ball is in. There's an opportunity here. This frame is far from over yet. Some fantastic effort. Just comes up slightly a slight bit short. Michael Lerkop is finding it difficult to put this frame away. Is this the moment? Nope. Not yet. And this gives Wang Bo an opportunity to hit this nice and easy and get that cue ball down the table. He could also send the pink down. It's whatever he feels like doing. He had the length but not the pace, the accuracy. Not good. Michael has to have, I think Michael just wants to get rid of this pink as quick as possible. If he loses this frame, it is going to hurt him. Again. Wild effort. The double kick set the cue ball around the table. It could have ended up anywhere. One snooker on this pink and the remaining balls could force a respotted black. This looks good. Well, Michael can just play a little bit of swerve on this, digging down into the right side of that cue ball. The cue ball is searching for the pocket so many times. Couldn't have ended up better for Michael on this occasion. This is an extremely difficult place to try and get a snooker from. I think he's got to be very careful. This could be the mistake that costs him this frame. He's going to try and have to work one of these balls down behind the black, the cue ball. He's going to have to move it so this pink will be travelling. He just decides to nudge up. Michael just might try and drain this down the table towards the corner pocket. But he also has the opportunity to clip off the red and get the snooker himself. Or clip off the pink, I should say. That's okay, nothing wrong with that. Fascinating final. Fascinating snooker all week here in Sofia. The level and the standard has been so high. Another great attempt here by Wang. Just a fraction outside. No, it makes the shot an awful lot easier for Michael. He was so unlucky there. Good battling performance in this frame by the young Chinese player Wang Bo. Well, that's not going to help him. That's going to knock the black to the cushion, and that lessens his chances by about 99%. Now all Michael has to do is keep in contact and don't touch the black. I wonder, is Wang going to try and move the black with this? Doesn't make sense because he has no control over the pink. Tries to move it with the white. Well, I think Michael Lerkop were just touched up to this. It does it, he fires it down the table to the right hand pocket. I suppose it was a shot to nothing. How many times have we seen players trying to come down the table for a shot like this and end up potting the ball? This is going back over. Another good attempt to do something with the black. Well, there'll be no risk taken here. It would be foolish for Michael to do that. He's got to be so careful with this cue ball. He's had a look at a few pockets in recent shots. That looks good. That's unlucky. It was a great effort. Well, Michael tried a double here to finish this frame. He does, but it doesn't come up on this occasion. There's a chance to get the pink rolling towards the black. Oh, he's misjudged that. It's a tense atmosphere in the arena at the moment. The venue enthralled in this game. Already a huge win for Bayolu just joining us. She's won the 2026 World Snooker Federation Women's Championship. She beat On Ying by 4 frames to 0. That's going to be very close to the black, but just not close enough. And to his credit, Wang Zimbo hasn't left anything at all easy for Michael Larkoff. Oh dear, that is a tough one. Try and come off the cushion and clip it that way, but full length of the table. He pots it. So that was a very difficult frame for both players for different reasons, but the happier of the two, of course, will be Michael Larkoff. He leads this WSF Junior Championship final for 2026, and he leads it by 4 frames to 1. So here we go, frame number 6. The man breaking off is leading by 4 frames to 1. Michael Larkov from the Ukraine. Wang Xingbo has to win 4 frames in a row to stay in this championship. Michael Larkov just 1 frame away from a tour ticket. It's another excellent break. I mean, I don't use the word excellence lightly, but up to this point, in any case, Michael Larkov in the quarters, semis and this final has played excellent snooker. He's got to keep it going though, because this guy is dangerous. Wang Xingbo can pop balls. He's unlucky there, that was a great effort. Well, he's left the red out. I don't think Michael Larkov will attempt to put that into the centre pocket. He's just going to run this up by the green. Well, in fact, hits it a bit firmer and goes up the left-hand side of the yellow. Immaculate safety. That's a little short. He'll be hoping he can cover that red because Michael will take it on. He's got 2 chances. The black and the pink are tied up at the moment, but that won't remain that way for long. Well, we're hoping it doesn't get the break he wants there, but the yellow certainly helped his cause. It's another one of these frames where you have to go for it. When you get half a chance, you have to try and do it. But playing the safety shot is sensible. The standard of safety from Michael in this final has been excellent, and his escapes as well. That's a pole. So he just wants to get the faintest of touches there. Well, that's positive from Wang. Not automatically putting the ball back, trying to do something, trying to create something, and really hoping to get himself going in this final. That's a lovely pot. Unlucky with the kick on the red coming back. But if he wants to be ultra positive here, he could play the safety onto the pink, but he's got the blue in mind, and that red just moving out to the right is available as well. But these are not easy shots.
Yellow.
So the yellow is picked instead, and that's a wise choice on this occasion. And he's not played that well. Well, Michael knows that he has a shot to come back up the table, but he's not risking that. He's going to just try and come back off the pack, back into balk. There's a few more reds free now, 3, 4 reds free, and a chance for Wang Xingbo. Well, it's cagey stuff in this frame. Wang knows he can't afford to make any kind of a serious error because Michael has just been potting so well. Having said that, he's certainly got to look at this pot into the corner. He's looking at the black. Can he get something on that? I think it's a bit straight for that, but they have such good cue power. He's rolling up his sleeve for this one. Not 100% certain. There's no bridging awkwardly, so going back to the more traditional. Great pot, and moves the black. He's unlucky. Gets a great contact with the black, but just goes to an area where he's either, well, he has to play the black, more than likely. Will he try and drop this into the middle pocket or just play up the table off the black? This is very, very risky. And he's played a sensible shot. Great idea to go up behind the yellow. Unlucky not to get the snooker, really. A thing of beauty, the safety play from Michael Larkoff. Well, the red goes over towards the corner pocket. It's a game of patience. Just wondering, can Michael see that? Well, he's not even looking at it. Well, surely no. Wang will attempt to pot this red. Needs to be good with the cue ball here because he could end up behind those reds. Depends how he connects with this. Well, beautiful control of the cue ball. Brings it out below the reds. And it's the first opening opportunity really in this sixth frame. Well, the last time he was at the table with a pot, the black and the pink were tied up. Now they're out in the open. Black spot is fairly clear of traffic as well. Well, he hit that as hard as he could, but still struggling to get 100% position on that. So trying to cut this into the left corner, gets the white back up the table. It's a valiant effort, but he knew he had safety in mind. This is going to move a few balls. This should open things up a little. Well, it doesn't. They seem to stick together, but it's a good safety shot, as per normal with Michael. this match now heading to 2.5 overs. Another great shot from Wang. Excellent safety. Well, the red balls are very well opened and spread apart now, so it's essential that Michael makes contact with the ball he's intending to play here at the right weight and at the right pace, because if you can just get that red next to the pink, if you can get enough on it to get a screw back, he might be lucky, but there's going to be balls flying in all directions if he plays that shot. He's just looking at the line of the pot as well. Oh, what a shot. An incredible shot from Michael Lerkov from a very tough position. Was contemplating playing off the cushion and gently into one of those reds nearest the cushion at the bottom at this end of the table, but and you know what, after such a great pot he's been a bit unlucky with the cue ball that's ran on into a poor area. Again, the mindset is, does he secure the safety using the yellow or even the brown? Or does he go for the pot? Well, we'll find out in a few seconds' time. Very difficult moment. Difficult to make the right choice here. And that was another very good pot. Now, he has the red. Just as you can see, there's an avenue into that pocket. He can come back up off the table up that red. He's unlucky. Gave the pocket a bit of a wobble. He's left Wang with a chance here. He's got the red into the same pocket. Not a very, very difficult shot, but these are the moments, if he can get this and get himself back into a good frame of scoring, no problem with the red. He's got the black, he's got the pink. The pink would be the obvious choice here with the reds the way they're spread. He's going to play the black, he's got a bit more work to do. He's also got the blue, so the obvious shot is the pink. And get the cue ball just slowing down next to any of those four reds. So he's in a great shape. Here is Wang Xingbo in this 6th frame. Frame winning opportunity. Balls are spread beautifully. Just got to keep control of that cue ball.
8.
All these points building up are so important. This is gilt-edged opportunity for Wang Bo.
15.
Two reds towards either cushion, but they don't come into the equation if you can keep this going. Another well played shot.
21. Twenty-two.
Ooh, that was flirty, but it went in.
28.
83 points still available, 35 points in front,
29.
and looking very comfortable at the moment is Wang Bo. $75 points still available after this. This will bring Wang Bo up to 45 points. He's looking at this plant. I'm really stunned.
25.
This can go wrong very, very quickly. Excellent shot. Very risky.
36.
Well, he's not. I won't be too concerned about that. He's got the black to play. Big danger here are the ball colours. He negotiates the balk area beautifully, and now is heading towards a frame victory here in the 6th frame of this WSF Junior Championship final for 2026. Well, you'll take that all day long. 54 in front. 59 points available. You can work out the maths. Michael will need snookers after this black. One more red to go.
52.
So, impressive stuff here from Wang Bo. Was under a tremendous amount of pressure at the opening few exchanges in this frame, but he's held it together here very well. He's been patient. He's got his chance to stay in this final, and he's taking it with both hands. 67 ahead. Moves on now to 77, 74 points in front, 43 points available. This will be end of frame.
68.
It's unlucky. Doesn't matter. Frame is won.
75.
Well and truly, we're going to go to a 7th frame. Well played there by Wang Bo. He pulls the frame back. It's now 4 frames to 2. So we're ready to get underway with the 7th frame of this WSF Junior Championship Final. Wang Bo to break. Played very well in the last frame to keep his hopes alive, but he hasn't broken that very well, and Michael Larkoff will certainly have a try off this if he can get to it. Well, maybe he's just luckily enough. For Wang has been blocked out of this. Great pot. What an opening pot that is. We'll pass the blue. That'll suit just fine. It's got the yellow, the brown or the blue. And I think the yellow is the safest option. The blue to the bottom left. Well, these can be missed. Excellent shot. But now the blue has no home. At least I don't think it has. It looks very close. No, he's got a choice. If the red just to the left of the black pots, I can't see him going into the pack. Certainly the one just above that does pot. Small little bit of follow through here with the cue ball. We'll leave him on the black. So these early points so important. When your opponent needs every point they can get just to stay in the final, and if you can tot up a few nice points at the beginning of the frame, puts a lot of pressure on your opponent.
20.
It's a good shot and a great angle on the black. He's got to be careful to make sure he doesn't lose his concentration on the pot. And to be fair, of all the players here this week, he hasn't done that. Gets a good slit of balls there. He's got a red to the centre.
28.
to guide this into the middle pocket. Well played, and the follow through on the cue ball, perfect. Brave. Deserves a bit of luck for that. Didn't have to go into him at that stage, but he has. Let's see what he can do with this. 34 points in front.
Twenty-four.
Still 10 reds on the table, so with the 10 reds still remaining, tons of points there for Wang. If this doesn't go right for Michael, but if this does go into the pocket, Michael's in position A. Magnificent pot. Now he's got to find a gap, maybe back through those 2 reds. But deciding to push forward, he's got options to other pots in other pockets. Happy with that.
40.
That was tricky. Could have ended up sitting behind the red there, but it's fine. He will look to go to the half century on this pot. Taking his time, and he's correct to do that. Looking at that red to see if it pots as well. It would be a huge advantage if it did. The pink is over commissioned that way, and the blue is more or less over commissioned as well. So if that red went by the blue, that would be huge. Now he's got the red to the left, he's got the red to the right. The red to the left is the correct shot. He's looking again at this blue and red. 50 points ahead. 8 reds remain. A little bit of screw back on this. If he was going to play to the right middle, we'll get him on the black again, but again, very wisely taking the shot. He should. Well, that blue obviously pots, and what a positional shot that was. So our referee from Bulgaria, Risto Ivanov, has had to do a bit of work around that blue spot. So 56 points ahead. Is there a way you can get that other set of balls into good potting areas, because the red behind the pink doesn't help the situation. But he's getting closer. He's inching closer to a championship title and a 2-year tour card as a professional player. He's getting closer by the second. $75 points still available on the table. So don't take anything for granted here. This frame is not over yet. I'm sure Michael won't take this for granted. His focus is impeccable. That's a beautifully controlled shot. 60 points clear. 67 points available after this colour. And he's decided to go up the table and play safe here. And that for me is an excellent choice. Excellent choice. Well, that was a shot of a man, I think, that knows the writing's on the wall, because that was a long, long way from the pocket. Another clever shot from Michael Larkoff. He's going to go up 2 cushions here, and if he isn't careful, he'll just miss everything. Well, that's got to travel. That's got to go a bit. So 64 points clear now. I mean, if he hits that, Michael will have an opportunity of 2 balls into the centre left pocket. So I don't really. I see that's the ball to hit, but does very well. It's a very, very good shot. So Michael having a look at the gap there. Let's see if he can get this cue ball up in between the blue and the brown. If he can't, he'll just try and get it somewhere deep in baulk. Only 67 points remain. Well, the blue will help. Michael Larkoff from the Ukraine is just a couple of pots away from achieving his dream of becoming a professional World Snooker Tour player, a professional player from the Ukraine, to join his fellow countryman Ulian Boyko, who's also on the main tour from Ukraine. It's a good shot. A very good shot from Wang Zingbo. But this game is funny because it's never over till the last ball, or the last ball is potted, or the opponent stands up to shake your hand. And Michael's been extremely patient all the way through this final and has read the table beautifully. Now, is he considering a containing safety shot here? Leave the cue ball on this near cushion. Well, that's going to tuck out for a centre pocket attempt if he wants to take it on. And when you're in this position, you don't have a whole lot of choice, but missing it is fatal as well. So it's interesting. Don't know what's going through the head of Wang Zingbo at the moment, but He's got a dilemma here. Well, you can see it's understandable that the wind has been blown out of Wang's sails at the moment. I think he feels it's just a matter of time here. He's doing his best, but what a lot of points to have to get back, and what a mountain to climb, especially with Michael playing impeccable snooker, not giving anything away, nothing much on offer throughout this match, to be honest. This is a beautiful shot. Beautiful line. Well, he's going to try maybe play off the red to the left at the same level as the pink. The problem with that is he could hit something on the way back out, or might not get the distance. And if he doesn't get the distance, look at that red hovering around the middle pocket on the left. Well, he needed a bit more pace than that. And there's an angle for Michael here. He's got to have a look at the potting line. He's got an opportunity to win this championship here. This red will leave Wang needing snookers, and look at the way the balls are situated at the bottom of the table. That's beautiful. So just making sure of the pot, and you can't blame him because Wang now needs a snooker. Michael on the brink of winning this WSF Junior Championship, and then punishes even more with a great shot behind the brown. I think it's a case of when, not if. Michael Larkoff is just playing too well. So Wang, has he got one last chance in him? The ball drops and he shakes hands. What a fantastic performance from Michael Larkoff from Ukraine. He is the brand new WSF
Ladies and gents,
Junior
please put your hands
champion.
together for a great final between two great players. Yeah, thank you.
So
We're not going to do a presentation now, we'll do it at 7 p.m. So if you could all be back in the foyer of here at 7 p.m. this evening, please. Thank you.
So the tournament director James Chambers explaining that the presentation will be at the opening ceremony. That will be at 7 p.m. just outside the doors of the venue here in the Hotel Maranella. It's success for Ukraine. Larkoff will join Boyko on the tour. What a wonderful, wonderful win for this young man. Such a nice, gentle young man, super talented, and is now becoming a professional player. A wonderful achievement, a fantastic result. Please salute our 2026 champion and professional to come. Michael Larkoff wins the final by 5 frames to 2. We'll be back with you tomorrow with the main event coming up, with a plenty snooker right throughout the week. But it's wins today for Bayaloo in the women's. Michael Larkoff is the junior champion. He's been hugged and getting lots of praise. His mother in there to hug him in the middle of the arena. It's a wonderful thing. We remember this last year with Leon Crowley from Ireland. It's Michael's turn now. The Ukrainian is the champion. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Back up, 1 minute, 1 minute. I think Jason should have a picture.
Where
We've
is
took
he?
the trophy round.
There we go.